And moving on, let's turn our attention to Uganda. The country has signed a letter of intent with the Netherlands to act as a transit point to return rejected asylum seekers. The Dutch Migration and Foreign Affairs Minister and his Ugandan counterpart signed the agreement in New York on the sidelines of the UNGA. This move comes amid growing anti-immigration sentiment across Europe. The system would only apply to people from countries near Uganda who are required to leave the Netherlands but cannot be returned to their country, directly or voluntarily, within a reasonable time. Now, these people will be temporarily housed in Uganda before returning to their country. As per the Dutch statement, the Netherlands and Uganda will refine the letter of intent, which will lead to a small-scale pilot transit hub for a limited number of rejected asylum seekers. However, no timeline has been shared so far. The Netherlands says that the move was aimed at controlling migration. It also assured that the human rights of the rejected asylum seekers who will be returned to their country of origin via Uganda will be safeguarded. However, the legality of this plan under Dutch and international law remains unclear. In 2024, over 32,000 asylum seekers entered the Netherlands, a 16% decline compared with 2023. Migration is set to be a central issue in next month's Dutch election, following the collapse of the Dutch government in June over the immigration policy disagreements. Now, the agreement between the Netherlands and Uganda also highlights a broader trend of Western countries outsourcing migration control to African nations. US President Donald Trump has also deported migrants to Ghana, Rwanda, South Sudan, and Eswatini. Uganda, too, has struck a deportation deal with the US. As far as migration control is concerned, it's interesting to note that the European Union is now taking a path it had rejected earlier. Last year, the EU had condemned a deal to deport migrants from the UK to Rwanda. The European Union was concerned about the human rights of migrants. But now there's a major shift in Europe's stance. Back in March, the European Commission proposed allowing member states to set up migrant centres in non-EU countries for those rejected for asylum. And one of them is Uganda. Now, President Museveni's government is already facing intense backlash over the deal with the US. Uganda is Africa's largest refugee hosting country and also one of the world's poorest countries. Many in Uganda are concerned that its resources are already burdened with accommodating nearly 2 million refugees, most of whom fled the conflict in neighboring South Sudan and the Democratic Republic of Congo. Ugandans fear that these resources will be further stretched upon the arrival of migrants from the US. The latest deal with the Netherlands is expected to further stir public anger and to worsen Uganda's domestic woes.
Firstpost now available in 9 languages on YouTube. English,
$36 trillion.
French,
Le FMI, comme
German,
Geschäftsführenden Direktor,
Hindi,
$30 trillion ka-charge mo.
Indonesian,
Pemerintah tanpa pemeriksaan.
Italian,
Skali radikali.
Japanese,
4 兆ドル以上も
Portuguese,
por causa do próprio balanço patrimonial.
Spanish.
Beautiful bill.
Go to Settings, click on Audio Track and select the language of your choice. Be the first to know what's happening around you in your first language. Firstpost.